back. To the top, I'ma make it. Niggas just can't take it. To the top, I'ma make 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 it.
Energy and the juice.
Juicy win after juicy win.
Team win, total team win, bro. Total team win, bro.
Yes, sir. Playoff game. Yeah.
That's the type of dogs we needed.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Dubs.
Lakers pack, Lakers pat, hitting
Smoking
different.
on that Lakers pack. Smoking on that Lakers.
Only the Lakers would be down by 19, come back and be up by 7, and then lose by 17.
Smoke. Only the Lakers, bro. Only the Lakers, man. Oh man. Shout out to the chat. What's good? And make sure you guys hit that like button. I'm with Rage. I'm with Chubbs. Salute the gang in the building. Nets gang all around the world. Shout out everybody around the world. Oh man. We gonna talk about this Lakers pack tonight. We talking about this Lakers pack. Woo.
Before you proceed, how would you rate my profile pic?
Oh wait. Is that the Ben Simmons Romo edition? He got the Romo?
Romo. Tony Simmons.
Tony. Yo, somebody said Dak Simmons.
Man.
Oh my god. Tony Dak Simmons. That's crazy.
Except Ben is stealing more money.
Oh my god. We're gonna talk about it. Juice.
Well, arguably
juice
a better quarterback than Dak. I can't lie. He'll know how to pass that fucking ball.
But you think Dak would be more? You think Dak would attack the basket more than Ben Simmons though?
Hell
Oh
yeah.
no.
Of course. Of course.
Yo, I'm done tonight, bro. Let me shout out the chat. Yo, what's good? JR Karen, what's up? JR Williams, yo, Dante, Sunset, hey, Sunset Cypher, all my moderators, what's good? Lou Bucks, Joey BK, what's good? Jared, hold my latte, Joey BK, Garfield, hey, Garfield, Sunset, Perk 30's in the building. Shout out to Perk 30, Sunset. Ayo, bruh. I'm scrolling up. Tim Ryan, what's good? Brendan, hey, Brendan. Rico, what's good? Rico. Conch, my guy Conch. Yeah, Big Juice. Big Juice is in the building. Yeah, Big Juice was good tonight, bro. Shout out to Big Juice, bro. Aussies, all the Aussies in the chat was good. I see some people from Australia. Isaac, hey Isaac. Steve Nash, yo. Stevie in the building. Steve Nash was good, Steve.
He's happy for a Nets win for the first time.
Yo, Steve usually be coming in here gloating when we lose, yo. He be gloating. Kyrie Center was good, my guy. Kyrie Center. Shout out Kyrie Center. Yeah, man. This game, it's like the Lakers are just such a bad team. Like, just a bad shooting team, bro. Like, this roster is just the Lakers is just bad. I'm sorry, they're bad. I mean,
They're terrible. They're awful. They're awful.
We had
Like
our
I said,
moment.
how do you go from being down 19, right? You come back, you're up by 7, right? Wenyen Gabriel's just God. And then you lose by 17.
Yeah, look, we started this game in the first quarter. The Lakers, we got out to a hot start. Shout out to Royce, man. First quarter Royce is a thing now. Race is gonna Rage called him first quarter Royce. So we're gonna call him first quarter Royce because what was it, past 3 games, Rage? Past 3 games has been first quarter Royce, man. Cause
Swear, bro.
These games, Royce just comes hot in the first quarter. So 29-16 in that first quarter. Kyrie and Russ each have 9. Lakers shot 27% from the field, 5 turnovers. Again, they were just a bad shooting night from the Lakers. And the first quarter, 29-16, Royce was getting good looks. Second quarter at halftime. Well, let me start in the second quarter. The second quarter was more of the Nets kind of just applying pressure. Now they did I'll say this: the Lakers did a good job of bringing Claxton out to the perimeter, and they would attack the glass. You know, I think the Lakers' game plan tonight was just let's get our buckets in the paint and bring Claxton out to the perimeter, and we're gonna attack the glass because Thomas Bryant was actually pretty good tonight. Besides the constant goaltending, this man Did you see this man goaltend like 20,000 times in this game, bro? I'm like, bro, why he keep
I
goaltending?
never seen it. I never seen shit like that. in my life.
Yo, he,
Like, and it's like the Lakers, like, and I don't even want to sound arrogant when I say it. They're not serious, bro.
yeah.
Like
I really don't
the
understand
blunders, you just don't see that every day. How the fuck do you have two goaltends at like the same way too?
Yo, chat. I know y'all saw Thomas Bryant. This dummy. Well, I need the 6'9" drop. The stupid. Like, yo, every time like Seth Curry shot the ball, this Bryant is literally grabbing it out the air, goaltending.
And
But
he sees
yeah,
the ball going down, and he
yeah.
still goes. Like, what? That's crazy.
I couldn't believe it, bro. Let me see where are my notes. Oh, halftime. So halftime, the Nets led the Lakers 58-46. Kyrie had 12. Patty had 9. Offense was a little stagnant in the second quarter. But the Nets shot 41% from the field, 38 from 3. So we were still hitting our threes at a good clip. The third quarter, because we thought we had plenty of control of this game because it was going good in that first and second quarter. Shout out to Yuta too. Yuta in that first half. Oh my God. Shout out to Yuta, the shooter. He was going crazy in that first half. So we thought we were gonna pack up the Lakers. Like one of the first half, I watched the first half. I'm like, we packing up the Lakers tonight. It's over. Yuta was killing. People off the bench was killing. Dayron came in. Cam came in, was killing. Third quarter, the Nets go very, very ice cold. Ice cold in that third quarter. The Lakers come out on a 10-0 run in that third quarter. The coach JV, I don't know what he was doing in that third, putting out crazy lineups. Dennis Schroeder was hitting. Again, Thomas Bryant was eating in that paint. We couldn't buy a bucket in that third quarter.
Wenyen Gabriel.
We could not stop Wenyen Gabriel. I'm like,
former net Wenyen Gabriel.
Yo,
was
why? So you're telling me we paid Ben Simmons over Wenyen Gabriel?
yeah. I was like, this third quarter we could not stop Wenyen Gabriel. I'm like, this guy Wenyen Gabriel had like 11 straight buckets. It was crazy. In that third quarter, and so end of the third quarter. And literally, I tweeted it out. I was like, bro, we cannot buy a bucket. This guy, Seth was not good. So I'm like begging JVO, put in Cam, because it's like, you got to put in when you need a bucket. Because it's like Kyrie was kind of cold in that third. But it's like when you need a bucket, like when you're desperate on your knee begging, like, I need a bucket. Somebody else give me a bucket. Because Kyrie's passing it to Patty. He's passing it to Royce. Brick. Passing it as Joe, brick.
Especially we have no TJ either. So
yeah,
shot
no
creation,
TJ.
we need another shot creator. Yeah.
So there was no shot creation outside of Kyrie in that third, and the Lakers took advantage of that until they put Cam Thomas in. Shout out to Cam. I think it was like 3 straight buckets. I think he hit a 3. I think he had a layup. No, he had a 3 at the end of the shot clock and a midi, I think, and it just sparked a run at that end of the third quarter. And it just gave a great boost for us because again, we were going back and forth with the Lakers in this third quarter. Well, they took the lead on this 10-0 run, and Cam gave us a great lift. So at the end of the third, the Nets led the Lakers 85-82. Kyrie, Patty, Dayron, Yuta, and Cam Thomas scored 5 straight points toward the end of the quarter. So that was the run that Cam sparked. So big shout out to Cam. Again, Cam's always ready to score. That's the thing about Cam that I love. He's always ready to score. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people come off the bench and they're like hesitant and they don't know what to do. Like he's always has his game face on. He's always ready to score when we need him.
He plays the same way every game, bro.
Yeah,
and that's all. And that's all
way.
we need. That's what you look to. Like in our bench, he's the one guy on the bench.
Debo?
I think he cut out crazy.
Cut out.
Because he attacks, and that's what we need. That's something that we usually get from TJ, but we don't have him right now.
Yeah. So that fourth quarter comes up, and again, it seemed like Jacques Vaughn was more comfortable with Cam, putting Cam in that lineup. Now he goes to this lineup of Kyrie, Cam, and Patty, which it didn't make sense at the time. I'm like, whoa, what are you doing here, Jacques Vaughn? What are you doing? Kyrie, Cam, and Patty. Then you put Yuta. Oh, shout out to Dayron too. Dayron was eating on the glass. Eating on the glass.
14 rebounds, yeah.
14 rebounds. But this lineup of Kyrie, Cam, and Patty, I'm like, what? What kind of lineup is this? but then it worked. So I was
They
like,
started cooking. Like,
yeah, like you can't make this.
I mean,
Only the Lakers, where you can start 3 6'2" guards. Patty's probably like 5'11" on a good day. You start 3 of those guys, and you still just pack up the Lakers in the fourth.
Only that works against the Lakers, but like
Yeah.
it was different than just worked. Like that shit was like the best lineup we put out tonight.
Yeah, so I was bamboozled when I saw that lineup. I was like, oh my god, what are we doing here, Jock? And then it was working in the fourth quarter. Shout out to Dayron in that fourth, eating on the glass, gave us a big boost. And then that Cam gave us a great lift. And then it's crazy because Kyrie didn't score in the fourth until like maybe like 5 minutes left. I think
He had that three, he had that fadeaway three at the end of the shot clock at the. Yeah, that was like the first bucket I saw from him.
Yeah,
like,
it was.
Cam was eating that fourth, bro.
Yeah, it was 3 players in double figures off the bench. Dayron with 8, and 14 at 14. And I remember he got his foul, but the Nets were up by 10 with 5 minutes left. And I think at 5 minute or 6 minute mark, I think that's when Kyrie first got his bucket because this fourth quarter, usually Kyrie goes crazy, but it's like he kind of handed the reins to Cam. He was like, you know what, let me chill. I gotta take a break this game. Let me let my young boy do this. He's like, let me let my young boy kill y'all. Like, like that's kind of how Kyrie did it in that fourth. He kind of put the cherry on top in the fourth because again, like there's certain times we were missing shots, and then Kyrie's like, okay, let me put the little cherry on top. He hit that 3, like Rage was saying, and it was pack 'em up Lakers after that. So, but what's y'all biggest takeaway? I guess like who stood out to you the most this game? And on a night where, like I said, it was Kyrie. Everybody's again, all eyes are on Kyrie every game because he's by himself. No KD, no TJ, no Ben, no who else is out? Whoever's out. What did you guys think about again? Who stood out to you guys? I'm gonna ask that. Who stood out?
Off the stats, I'll just say I'll go in order. Patty, Cam, Utah, and Dayron. Like all four of them contributed on either side of the ball. Dayron was pretty much a monster off the glass. He had 14 rebounds. Clax also was pretty much a monster on the glass too. He had 12 rebounds. Yeah. Patty did his job, came off the bench, gave us 21 on 7 of 12 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3. Cam Thomas also gave us 21, 8 of 13 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. Yuta Watanabe giving us 12 points, 5 of 7 from the field. Not his best shooting night, but that's still 12 points nonetheless. And Kyrie Irving just capped it off with 26 points. Yeah. So I want to say this was a role player game, but Kyrie did have his imprint on like when the game mattered. So, yeah. But still, I think safe to say the role players kind of handled this game and kind of sealed it for us, especially Cam Thomas in that third. He kind of came in and just took all the soul of the Lakers because you can easily tell the momentum was shifting if nothing was gonna change in that third. And yeah, Cam kind of came in, took that soul away, and we just ran away with it. So shout out to the role players.
Yeah, I feel like Kyrie scored in spurts in this game because the first 2 quarters it was amazing, and then the third quarter was ice cold, very very ice cold for Kyrie until Cam in that what was the last 2 minutes. Cam went crazy, and when he got put in, Dayron helped, and then Yuta in that last couple minutes of the third. Fourth quarter, it was the role players like you said, and then Kyrie just put the icing on the cake. So you
like
could definitely describe it as
scoring in spurts. Yeah. It was like this was like another game of like actually honestly this was the one game where Kyrie didn't have a complete run where he just scored. It was straight spurts tonight because usually Kyrie scores his points and like bigger runs in the fourth quarter because the next game was an example. The next game was an example. The Warriors game was an example. This Jazz game was an example.
You cut out again?
Yeah,
I was done in terms of that, but
oh, okay. I thought you because you just ended mad abruptly. I was like, what happened?
Oh my yeah.
Yo, but I wanted to mention. I'm not sure if we did mention it, but 66 bench points tonight. You were able to get 21 out of Patty. You were able to get 21 out of Cam. I want to mention how they did from 3 tonight too. Obviously, Patty Mills is going to come out striking. The one thing I do enjoy about Patty Mills is that every game he's going to make his 3-pointers. If he's not going to give you defense, he'll at least give you 3-pointers. 4 for 7 from 3 tonight. and we were running plays for him. I realized there was a lot of screen setting. There was a lot of off-ball screens. He was running around. He looked like Steph out there with the way we were setting screens for him.
Yeah.
He was constantly moving. And Cam Thomas, 4 for 6 from 3, 8 for 13 from the field. He was unbelievable. We were up by 19 at one point, up by 10 going into the third, and they went on a huge run. We didn't play Cam in that run that the Lakers had. We put him in around the end of the third, and that's where he comes in. He was unbelievable. He was scoring his points like he was Kyrie.
Yeah. I think Woody had like 20 points in 20 minutes he played tonight?
He had 21 points in 23 minutes.
23 minutes.
4 for 6 from 3 tonight from Cam Thomas.
That's sick.
It's crazy.
That's sick. A lot of people in the league not really doing like that, bro. That's sick.
The one thing, and another thing I do want to mention, Day'Ron Sharpe's rebounding. He will obviously with Day'Ron, he's gonna have his boneheaded fouls. He's gonna be a little out of place on offense. He's gonna move a little bit too fast. But the hustle is unmatched. He will get his offensive rebounds. He had 8 offensive rebounds tonight. He had more offensive rebounds than he had defensive rebounds. We had 12 offensive rebounds in total, and he was the guy. That's his career high in rebounds tonight. This was arguably one of his best games of his career because although he had 5 fouls, his presence was known. He killed it. It because even though he's younger and he's gonna have his moments where you're like, what the fuck? At least he's going to give you constant effort. And that's what we needed tonight.
Yeah. Shout out to Saif. He said Roy scores 3.8 points on 48%. 3 points. Oh, he's on 48%. Okay. 48% in the first quarter. He plays best in the first quarter. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That first quarter Royce is a thing, bro. It's been a thing right now.
And this is Royce O'Neal. He'll either he hits his threes in the first quarter and in the clutch time when you need him to win the game.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's Royce's best quarters, the first and the fourth. For some reason, that's Royce.
Royce is either going to hit he's going to hit the game-winning shots, and he's going to hit the shots in the first quarter. Don't ever bet under on Royce because he will score that over in the first quarter, and he won't score and for the rest of the game.
Shout out to Sype giving the betting odds because a lot of people are going to start betting on Royce. Because now that we just put the stats out there, a lot of people start betting on Royce in that first quarter, yo. Like to hit them shots. Go ahead, Joe. You want to hop in there?
I got none.
Oh, okay. Let me read the super chat. Khan said, "Would the Lakers touch Ben? He is a clutch client." No, they probably wouldn't. What I want to talk about though, like Ray did a good job on Day'Ron. Now with Day'Ron, it's like now we're waiting for Sean to do this thing at the deadline, right? Sean just came back from overseas. I just dropped a picture on Twitter that he's back. The Nets' need for big bodies is really, really, really serious because Clax got in foul. Even Day'Ron tonight. Even Day'Ron was so good, but he got in foul trouble. I think he was almost close to fouling out.
5 fouls.
Yeah, he had like 4 fouls before he checked out for good tonight. Yeah,
he had 5 going into the end of that fourth, and he didn't play the rest of the game really.
Yeah, so it's like the need for a backup big or just more bodies to throw. Like I said, I could only imagine because this is the Lakers. We were struggling in the paint. Did the Lakers have scores in the paint tonight? They probably did.
Yeah, they had like I think they had
38.
Like 30 to,
yeah, well, okay,
like
we
12.
edged them out like by 2, I think, 42 to 38.
But all you gotta see is that man Wenyen Gabriel had all of his points in the paint that third quarter. It was no one could stop him.
We was getting cooked up by Wenyen Gabriel. So you're talking about Wenyen Gabriel. Wenyen Gabriel can do this to us. Just imagine the other elite big man that we're gonna play. Just think about the Bostons and the Milwaukees and the Phillies and
Oh my god! The scary thing is both Claxton and Day'Ron both had over 10 plus boards, and we still look like that. So we need a backup big. Like we genuinely need a backup big.
Yeah.
Okay, Troy Brown shouldn't have 17 rebounds.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like that's the part where I'm saying God bless Day'Ron. But let me ask y'all this in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Can Day'Ron can this sustain? Because the last 2 games, Coach Von been playing Cam and Day'Ron off the bench, and they're well needed. Trust me, I want the kids to play. I want all of them to play. But is this sustainable by Day'Ron? Like, is Day'Ron going to keep getting this backup 5 minutes, or do you guys not see it?
In my personal opinion, if you're playing games where you are going up against the Lakers with nobody, you're going up against the Thunder, you're going up against the Pistons, you're going up against the Spurs, that is the time to play Day'Ron. When you go into the Celtics games and you go into the Bostons, you go into the Nuggets games or whatever, just against top seed teams,
Yeah.
you don't necessarily know because obviously those are better teams and you don't know what you're going to get, right? Because in games like that, it's always going to be really close. And when you're going up against more experienced guys like the guys in Boston and in Milwaukee and in Philly, that's when Dayron's inexperience is going to kick in. But in my opinion, you should still give him minutes. At least throw him out there, especially like even in the games where we're going up against, the higher tier teams. At least he's another body. And you know what? Worst thing is you put him out there for 5 minutes and he doesn't look good, so you don't play him.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say thank God LeBron and AD were out because I think we had this when we was in that spaces rage that I think Saint had a space like a couple nights ago. I was not trying to play Markieff with AD, Braun, because I was expecting them to play AD, Braun, Thomas Bryant. I'm like, I'm not putting Markieff out there with that lineup. They got Rui, so it's like we have to play Dayron because these guys, the big men that we're gonna go up against, like we have no big men. Y'all want to put Markieff out there instead of Dayron? That's what I'm trying to ask
And
the chat right now.
and you know what the thing is, with the way our team is structured, Dayron and Markieff should be in.
Yeah.
If we're in dire need of stopping Embiid or something,
Well, let me take that back. I'll put Markieff at the 4 because he looks. I've been begging the Nets to put Markieff at the 4 this whole season. They're trying to put him at a small ball 5. That's not him. He's gonna get cooked if he's a 5. We put him out there as a 5. He's getting cooked.
He's played 4 his whole career.
Yeah, we're trying to turn him into the small ball 5.
Only the Nets would turn in Paul Millsap into a 5, a guy a position he never played.
Yeah.
Markieff a 5, a position he really never played, and Blake Griffin a 5, who never played a 4, who never played the 5. Yeah. Only the Nets do this.
Yeah, let me shout out to Smooth. He said we would have gotten destroyed in the paint if AD was there. We really needed presence in the paint. Shout out to Smooth. Yeah, that's facts, bro. We couldn't stop Wenyen and Gabriel in the third quarter. So just imagine Anthony Davis, bro.
And it's crazy. We could have gotten a center by now. Yeah. That's what's killing me. Like I literally hate how Sean operates in the sense he feels like the deadline moves should only be made by the deadline. No, do that shit now.
Yeah.
Like don't look at the league like, well, nobody else really made a move. I'm a sit back. Like, yo, you literally see all the rumors that are coming out every day, and none of them mention the Nets. Either they're very tight-lipped about what they're trying to do, or they're not doing anything at all. And that's really fucking disappointing. Like, a move needs to be made. And I think the only tea leaf we've even seen in any article is that we are trying to look for a backup center, which is what we need. But personally, I think we need at least 2 moves, like genuine 2 moves, a backup point guard and a backup big. And even if we get one of those, I still feel like the roster is going to find some flaws in it, even though we get one.
Yeah. What I was going to say, shout out to the chat. Yeah, if you're joining us right now, we're smoking on that Lakers pack. You know what I mean? All the Lakers fans in here. I know if there are Lakers fans in here, just know we smoking on that pack. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. What was I going to talk about next? Oh, now I remember. I wanted to talk about this update Shams put out. Well, actually, before I do that, we'll talk about because shout out to all the Aussies. We'll talk about Big Juice because Big Juice was good tonight. I want to show Patty some love because we don't really show. I mean, we do show Patty love on this channel, but we gotta show Big Juice some love.
We also don't have the opportunity to show him love a lot because he isn't consistent in the rotation at all. So when
he barely plays,
and the thing is, like, but in like some of the games where he's actually like playing a lot, he shows you how much of a pro he really is. Like when we went up against the Pacers, and in this game, he was great.
Yeah. Big Juice, man, Big Juice tonight. Like, well, first let me
energy and the juice.
Juicy win. That's a juicy win.
And it's crazy because I texted Rage and I was kind of frustrated with Jacques Vaughn playing Patty over Cam. But Jacques Vaughn ended up going Patty, Cam, Kyrie. And Patty stepped up. He was coming off. We ran a couple plays for Patty, coming off of DHOs and I think coming off some down screens, and he was hitting. And he had 18 tonight, 17 points tonight. What do you guys feel like? What's Patty's role going forward? Is he traded? I don't know. Is it trade bait or is this a showcase or is Patty have a role for us going forward?
Honestly, it all comes down to the playoffs. Do you see Patty having this role in the playoffs? And in reality, there's no real role for that in the playoffs. Respect to Patty, he's a true professional when it comes to understanding that you're now on a roster where you're not really going to get that much playing time now. And at the same time, you kind of have to take a much lesser role to the point where you're only getting called if someone's out or you're only getting called when someone's injured. And Patty excels in that beautifully. But when it comes to the playoffs, unless someone's injured, he's not seeing any type of minutes unless it's garbage time.
Yeah.
And that low-key goes the same with Cam. So I want to say this was somewhat of a showcase because I don't see the angle that Patty is a great locker room guy.
Yeah.
Moving forward, when we literally have that in Markieff Morris, because he also has that reputation. He's a locker room guy too. So we can't hold on to both of those guys. Like one of them has to go if we see the right package.
And in addition to that, he's also getting paid $7 million.
Paid $7 million.
Yeah, the production doesn't necessarily match the pay, especially when all you really are is just a locker room, which in itself is valuable.
Vibes.
For the vibes. It's valuable. Like there's a reason DeAndre Jordan still got a job. He's a good locker room guy to be around. It's funny, but it's true.
Yeah, that's true. That's facts. That's facts. He's still out here, providing vibes on the Nuggets.
Yep, Nuggets. Yeah. But for $7 million, you have to start calling people and see what you can get. At least do that. At least do like the bare minimum. Like because
it's crazy.
And then and if you want to do that, and if you're really worried about locker room presence, well, obviously trade for a center, but sign Ibaka for the hell of it, just to have. He's another body, and he's also a vet who will have a good presence. And the thing is with Patty, it really depends on matchups with him because if you're going up against bigger teams, you're going up against the Sixers, or you're going up against you're either going up against the Bucks. A lot of these teams you can't play him because he's going to get hunted on defensively. And we know how good he is. He's going to be offensively, but the thing is can you see Patty hitting shots consistently in the playoffs? And also good team defenses are going to be able to crack down on what he can do.
I'll say this: Patty is like that in the playoffs. He comes to play in the playoffs. He has proven.
I trust
ground.
Patty over Serge at this point in the because Serge is like.
I'm not asking Patty to guard anybody in the playoffs. I'm talking about if you need a big shot, like let's say there's 20 seconds left and we're down 3, and you want somebody to hit a 3. I think Patty shouldn't be slept on when it comes. We have other guys that can do that. Obviously, we got KD, Kyrie, Seth, but Patty he's like that in the playoffs. I'll give him that.
At least Patty's always
it's
ready.
not like, oh my God, don't pass it to Patty when.
Oh no. Yeah,
he can hit it. He can hit
hitting shots in the finals. He's hitting shots. How many rings has Patty got? Patty got a couple of rings, right?
I think he got like what, 1?
He got 1.
Yeah, he got 1.
I thought he got like 2.
I think he came in
2014.
I think he was around for a bit.
I thought he was not at Spurs.
He wasn't there in 2009. He wasn't there in 2009.
Yeah, he wasn't there to get too, but he was there when Kawhi was there, I believe.
All the all season in chat, man. I know the all season in chat, man. Stand up for your man, Patty. Like, how many rings does Patty got?
And also, to be fair, I think we all trust Patty over Cam Thomas when it comes playoff time. No disrespect to Cam, but that's just how it is.
Oh,
yeah. You take the experience over the inexperience. Like, all
some of the chat. That's what the chat's saying on Patty. Shout out to the chat. Sheed said Patty is not a rotational player, but he's ready if called upon. Shout out to Sheed. Somebody said that's why he scouts overseas and signs so many foreigners. Oh, he's talking about Sean Marks.
He only got 1.
He only got 1?
2014.
Okay. Yeah, Patty is legit. 1 ring? Oh wow, I thought he was on the more than.
Yeah, he wasn't there for 2009, but I think he got in a little after. A little bit.
My bad. Not 2009, 2007. Damn. Yeah, 2007. Yeah, 2007. Because that's when they beat Bron.
Yeah. Well, I thought Patty had more than 1 ring.
Didn't they win again after 07 outside of 14?
No, I don't think
the Spurs had a little dynasty.
They won 99. Damn, buddy.
Yeah, 07.
Where's Cypher, man? Give us the Spurs. The Spurs dynasty.
I'm pretty sure they won another one after 07 before 14.
They did. I'm kind of thinking about that too. I thought they won in 2009. I thought they won
Or
07.
am I
09.
mixing up? They appeared, but they lost. Am I mixing that up? Hold on.
They won so many championships, bro. They won 5.
And also in that,
like,
and also in that stretch, you got to remember that the Celtics
Yeah,
had a championship and the Lakers had a championship.
Yeah,
no, the
07
Celtics won in 09 or
Actually,
Kobe
Kosh
won. No,
made a good point.
Celtics 08, Kobe 9, Kobe 10. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, 07 and 14 was the last 2 championships.
And then you went into the Mavs and the Heat era.
Yeah. Shout out to Conch. You made a good point. Sean Marks wants to be the Spurs international talent, global fans. Yeah, I think that is what Sean Marks did pull from, because since he came from the Spurs, that is something he pulled. Like, he loves those international guys. You know, Kuruks, Musa. You know, he loves those type of guys, man. We just give our G League rights to Brents, some guy from Belgium.
He also got Mike James overseas.
Mike James, Nikola Mulatinov. You know, all these European. Yeah, Sean loves the European.
Who has yet to show big an appearance on
exactly.
The
you know what I'm saying? He loves.
He just got his rights. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I forgot it. They won in 99, 03, 05, 07. Damn.
Yep.
So you telling me Patty didn't show up until the last
crazy.
the last ring?
He won 5 in 15 years. That's crazy.
Patty didn't show up to the last ring.
Mm.
Damn, Patty. All right, well, yeah, I just wanted to show Patty some love because he did. Even if he does get traded, or if he does go, he's a veteran, and he brings it when he's put in. So.
You at least can appreciate what he does for us when he is out there.
Yeah. Because he's had his games, the Indiana game, this game, like he's had his games. Shams. So Shams. But before I hit the like button for us. Get us to 200 likes tonight. Again, we're smoking on that Lakers pack. Yo, shout out to the Lakers memes of LeBron crying. That's oh my god, the memes are just so unbelievable on Twitter, bro. I love Twitter.
Did you say Lamine?
Lamine.
That's what you said.
Lamine.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
Because did you see how he reacted though? Like,
bro,
why did he react like that? Why did Braun react like he was?
Braun didn't shake Katie or Kyrie's hand at the end of the game. He was out of there.
He didn't. He was out.
Nope. He left.
He was still emotional, bro. This was Braun after
2018,
the Celtics game. This is how Braun reacted right here.
Man, I fell down to my knees when the law came.
He was so hurt. He was so hurt after that game. It was just like, bro, come on, bro.
He trying to make it to the playoffs, bro.
But I'm being that was a bullshit. No call.
It was so
it was a foul.
Crazy ass.
But he had to come on, bro. He had to be a man and just act tough. Win it in overtime, bro. It's
I was gonna say win it in
OT.
OT. You LeBron, right?
Yeah.
Like the way he cried.
I'll feel the same way. If Kyrie. I can't lie. I'd feel the same fucking way.
He did have 5 minutes, but like, damn, bro, that was supposed to be the game, bro.
Bro, the way he cried, he acted like it was like Game 7 in the NBA final. Like the way he reacted, I thought it was Game 7 in the NBA Finals.
I thought I thought like some historical disaster was just called upon.
Well, on top of that, you also have to look at it like this.
Yeah.
Westbrook fucking sold that overtime.
Yeah.
Like, you saw when he tried to rush it. Like, mind you, he tried to drive in, and he had LeBron open in the corner, and he tried to score with like 3 people on. Like, it was. That's just a nasty.
Bro, he's such a bad decision maker that like you really just in the big games you just can't play him in you gotta
love Russ transitioning that over to this game too with his 6 turnovers and his unbelievable decision making. He only threw it 10 feet above his fellow Lakers players' heads.
He might still lead the league in turnovers because he gets a bunch of turnovers a game.
And
bro.
you see how fast he runs just to like chuck it off the backboard. He had 2 threes that just shouldn't have went in. Like, how do you hit it off the backboard unintentionally?
I'm sorry. There's a lot of players' games that age like fine wine as they age. Russell Westbrook is not one of them.
He don't have no package. He don't have no offensive package.
There is no Melo where he reinvents himself. That no. Mm-mm.
Aren't KD and Steph like a year older than him, and they're still like peaking? Like, we're still like, damn, are they still getting better? And they're 34. They're officially out of their. They're out of their physical prime.
I know Steph is older, but he's like I think a year.
He's older. A couple months older, like a few months older, some shit like that. But they're both 34.
Yeah, but his game ages. His game will age crazy.
Yeah.
Russ's game will age like spoiled fucking. It'll age like cheese, bro. Russ's game will age like cheese. Curry has a realistic shot of playing well up to being a 6-man type of guy.
Yeah.
Well, people
That
call
is
Russ a
crazy.
Hall of Famer though. That's the thing.
I mean,
I mean, he is, but
He's a Hall of
is.
Famer, but he
He
just
is.
yeah.
Like, let's not take away what he has done when he was at his physical prime.
Oh, his
but
prime.
what he is now. Sheesh.
but he always had the same problems in his physical prime. Like, let's not.
Like, what is he? 33,
Yeah, something like that.
and you're already a 6-man, bro.
Man, you're toxic. You're
That's
toxic
toxic.
as fuck, bro. That's toxic.
And
bro.
and
That
he's
was
getting
so
paid
fucked
like
up.
30. What is he getting paid? Like 37 million a year? Oh my god.
That's worse than man, bro.
And for what it's worth, that's worse because look at how many people in his class that are at the same age and their game is aging over time like wine. Look at Damian Lillard. Look at KD. Look at Steph. Who else? Like, even I can't even think, but there's so many more like players from his class. Their games are going to be aging real well while he's just
AJ, you know what you should have done, right? You should have played that sound effect. You'd be like, "Here's all the players that whose games have aged way better than Russell Westbrook." It's like this
Yo,
guy,
that list
boom.
is crazy.
This guy, boom. This guy, boom.
Yo, look, because I had to put that sound effect in because of the
And then after everything's done, you just finish it off with the Undertaker bell.
47 million. Jesus.
like,
What?
like really think about it. Look at Paul George. Look at everybody he's played with. Look at everybody he's played with. They're still in the league well.
He's 34, bro.
47
crazy.
million?
So I thought he was 33.
He's making four. He's actually making 47.
Russ is making
He's
40.
actually
Doesn't
making
wait, no.
47.
Your chat, you're bugging. Chat.
Blow it up.
No,
You're lying.
up.
no, they're not
There's no
lying.
way he's
He's
making-
making
Blow it up.
$47 million this year.
No
Bron
way.
gotta
Chat is
leave.
lying. Chat is. He's
Bron
making
gotta
47
force a
mil.
trade, bro.
He's making
That
47
is-
mil.
That's like the worst situation, bro. That you
Yes,
would ever
he's
be
making
in, bro.
40. This is expiring.
Nah,
year.
the Lakers are
Let's move on,
done,
man,
bro.
'cause that's crazy.
And they think they gonna move that for Gary Trent Jr. They
Yeah,
think
that's
they moving that
Blow
contract.
that shit up, bro.
Blow that
Blow it
up. Lakers gotta blow it up. After
You have
that.
to, like,
honestly,
no-
honestly,
no-
that's
no-
probably
no-
that's
no
probably the
plans.
ideal price you pay Russell Westbrook though, because you know he can tributes all the time. He
Triple
makes good
double.
decisions. He's
Triple
clutch when
tur-
it comes OT.
Triple double with turnovers.
Triple double.
Yo, let's move on, man, because
He has some of someone mentioned, he has some of the worst decision making skills I have ever seen. Only he can throw it 10 feet above his guy's head when he's like right next to him.
There's literally like 10-minute compilations of him just being a dickhead. I don't think like it's crazy.
Let's move on. 'Cause I'm done smoking on that Russell Westbrook pack. The Shams report. So Shams dropped an article. This is our last topic. Shams dropped an article, right? And this was this morning. No Nets, no Nets talk was involved with any trade talks. The John Collins, we've seen the Jazz. I think the Jazz are offering Jared Vanderbilt, I think a couple of guys for John Collins. The Bucks are on their knees, basically begging for Jay Crowder. I don't know why the Bucks are trying to give up Serge, a second round, George Hill. They're throwing the whole all their watch players. They're throwing
They're throwing Noara, George Hill, Serge Ibaka,
yeah, that's the only young
second-round
player
pick.
and a second round pick. They're doing everything to get Jay Crowder, everything, and then they let
Don't they have Wesley Matthews? Why are they pressing for Jay Crowder?
They don't even. But the thing is, I don't know what happened because I remember seeing him quite a bit last year. He doesn't even play anymore.
And he doesn't really make up your scoring Chris Middleton
Who, George Hill?
No, Wesley Matthews.
Oh yeah, what happened to him? I feel like I haven't even seen him in a minute. I don't know. But
Either way, you still got to make up for that Chris Middleton absence. I don't think Jay Crowder's fixing that.
How long is Chris Middleton out? He's been out for like years, bro.
Yeah, he's been out for a minute. I don't know when he's coming back.
Actually, let me check something.
What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. So they're doing everything for Jay Crowder. Atlanta wants Jay Crowder also, and then the John Collins thing basically is a fight between it's the Jazz and I think somebody else wants Houston. Yeah, that came out of nowhere. But it makes
no sense, AJ. We talked about this. Yeah. Why would those teams want him? Why?
Yeah, I'm like, why would Houston want John Collins? Like, I'm trying to figure. Y'all are in your.
Isn't? I mean, I guess John Collins is kind of a young guy, but it doesn't make sense when they have like Jabari Smith and you know,
because they want to basically they want to tank for Victor. So they're like, why would we? Unless they want to give up one of their young core pieces like Şengün or.
Şengün's been really good.
No way they gave up Şengün.
Yeah,
he's been really good, bro. That dude's been insane recently.
They have a pretty young trio in Green, Porter Jr. and Şengün. I don't see why you'd break that up to.
Yeah.
I guess
Arguably
yeah.
generation,
It
arguably
depends
not
on what
even
you. It really. I honestly wonder what a trade package would look like unless they're just really just trying to pair like Jabari Smith and John Collins and Sengun. Because
Rockets got so many draft
if they're
picks though,
doing
bro.
that, say goodbye to your Victor Wembanyama.
They can give up like 3 firsts for John. Like they have so many draft picks, so they can throw the crazy draft picks for John. But it wouldn't make sense because they're a rebuilding team. Like I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The Rockets thing came out of nowhere. So I'm just saying, like the Nets thing, bro. I mean, I haven't heard. Everything's really tight-lipped. Like I've tried. Like I'm a Texas scoop. Everything's been like confidential, secret. Like I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. So it's really tight-lipped. I don't know. Shout out to Amy Parker.
If the Jazz are offering like Jared Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley, we're not gonna get John Collins, and they declined it. The Hawks declined that.
Yeah, like I said, the market. Yeah, the market is messed up right now because first of all, the Rudy Gobert trade messed up everything. The market is there. The Hornets are asking a first round for Mason Plumlee.
You know what my favorite report of the day was? The Mavericks said we are looking that we're only going to get rid of Dorian Finney-Smith if you give us a star. Why would they say that?
Nah, you know what's crazy?
Dorian Finney, like every GM in the league right now after this Rudy Gobert stuff, every GM in the league is wild. Like they're on drugs, asking for everything. Asking for like I think for Jay Crowder they were like we want a first round, a rotational player, and a star or something like that. Either one, 2 of those 3. I'm like what?
But
what are you guys talking about?
AJ, and I shared this in the group chat too.
Yeah.
The craziest one we've seen today is the Nuggets want a first round pick for Bones Highland. A fucking second round pick. He's good. Mind you, I would love Bones Highland on the team.
Bones too.
But for a first,
yeah, come on.
First,
for
a second rounder.
You know what? You want to know what's crazy? I found Patty Mills' leaked trade value right now. The Nets are looking for 3 first round picks for Patty Mills. Gotta love it.
God.
Gotta love
it.
Yo,
that would be something
the
Nets would put out.
We're gonna see that. We're gonna see that.
The Nets have been exploring Joe Harris's trade value. We want 2 first rounds for Joe Harris.
We want a young star and 2 first rounds for Joe Harris.
You might as well join into this delusional thing. But like I said, this trade deadline. Let me read the super chat. Shout out to Amy. Lakers play Knicks tomorrow. They might lose that. Oh yeah, Bron's gonna give him 50 in the Garden. You know he's gonna try to get the scoring record. Oh wait, he has what 2 more games for a scoring record? Probably.
He has like I think he's 117 points away.
17 points.
He gets 50
117.
117. Oh, 117. Okay, if he gets 50 tomorrow, then he can get it at home. Then he can go back home, right?
Yeah.
Or he'll probably take him 3 games. He'll probably take him 3 games.
If he goes off though, and he consistently gets.
It would be so funny if he does that. He drops. He can't drop 100 against the Knicks, but if he drops like 60 on the Knicks, that'd be hilarious.
Yo, glad he held out on playing tonight because my God.
Oh yeah, we would have
been. Yo, can we? I wanted to talk about this, and I discussed this with Chubbs before we got on here. Yo, so the Magic beat the Celtics twice, I think. They just beat the 76ers.
The Magic?
The Magic beat the 76ers tonight.
Oh, that's crazy.
Now we're a game and a half behind the 76ers, and we're 2 games behind the Bucks.
Yo, what's going on? I'm trying to figure out. That's a mystery for me. Like, why is Orlando doing this to teams? Like, they sunned Boston, and now they're beating the Sixers? They've sunned Boston the whole year.
Yo, why are a lot of these lower tier teams beating the better teams?
Yeah, the Magic beat the Celtics. Yeah, the chat. I see it. The Magic beat the Celtics 3 times. I don't get it. Like, I don't.
Some teams just take pride in only competing with the fucking top dogs. I guess. Like,
and you know what? Not only that, top teams love playing down to their competition for whatever reason.
Yeah, bro. I don't get. But they just beat the Sixers too. Damn. Shout out to Orlando though. You guys are helping us out. Thanks for the help, Orlando.
Hey, just don't do it against us. Just don't do it against us. Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Honestly, Orlando, bro, like their young core is kind of fire, bro. Like,
and they're gonna have another solid pick too.
If they get, bro, don't let them get Wemby, because if they get Wemby,
I think the Pistons got them beat. I think. Let me check the standings. I think the Pistons got them.
If they got Victor, Bol, then you have what's his name? You got Cole Anthony. You got Ponch, what's his name? The rookie.
Boncuro, Franz Wagner.
Paolo Boncuro.
Franz Wagner.
Oh my, Franz Wagner. So you add Vic to that? Oh.
Yeah, I guess, okay. and they're still sugs, but the bottom seed teams are the Pistons at 13 and 38. Luka dropped 53 against them tonight. My God. And the Rockets at 12-38.
Bro, that'll be scary, bro. I don't want to see Paul Bobo and when Victor on the same
Hey,
team.
and guess what?
That's crazy.
Another trade target of ours, Mo Bamba.
And Mo Bamba don't even play.
He played 0 minutes, and you know what the thing is? Like Nets fans are like want him, right? But like, how is Mo Wagner getting minutes over you, bro?
Yeah, bro, this doesn't make any sense, bro.
Bro, it's not. You know what's true? It's not even Mo Bamba. Rashawn Holmes is rotting on the Kings bench.
Oh my God, yeah.
Rashawn Holmes is rotting away on the Kings bench.
Yeah.
Like,
that's unbelievable, bro. Oh, they got Jonathan Isaac. Yeah, the Magic got a little thing down there, bro.
And you know what? Another guy, Markelle Fultz, bro. He's been nice.
Markelle Fultz. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro.
Super team?
Nah, not super team. I'm just saying
They're
That's
winning the championship in the next 3 years.
like they got a nice young core. That's all I'm saying. They got a nice young core.
They got a nice super team. I feel you. I agree with everything you
if
just
they put
said.
Bobo and Victor together, that's not fair.
Bobo's been on the decline for sure, though. Bobo's been like non-existent recently. He had a stretch, but like
yeah, but there's two 7-2 guys that are basically 2K demigods, like that can shoot.
And they still have tradable assets too, and they have their picks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Bro, did someone mention in the comments Ben got booed tonight when they were talking about
I was trying to figure it out about that. Winfield said they booed the Jumbotron. I gotta ask Doug because Doug be at the games all the time, but I don't know.
It was like meet the Nets, right? And they were showing a bunch of different players, and Ben Simmons popped up and they booed.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like he wasn't like on the screen or had a microphone in his hand or something.
Yeah, I can probably say that probably did happen. So basically, if you get early enough, they'll introduce themselves. They say, "Yo, Ben Simmons, 6'10", Louisiana State." They do that for all. They say their height, what's their name, what college they came from. Yeah. So I'm not surprised they all collectively booed his ass when he appeared on the Jumbotron.
Damn. Oh, Syfe said Doug said he didn't notice. Okay. Well, that's crazy, bro. Is Nets fans like, are we Philly fans now? Or is it that toxic?
Thank you, Philly.
Are we toxic like Philly?
Is it toxic to
Are we going to okay, let me ask this question because I'm gonna ask these two more questions. Are we giving up on Ben Simmons? Let me know in the chat right now. Are we giving up on Ben Simmons right now? Is it over?
I think the fan base collectively is already checked out on Ben Simmons. Like, yeah. I think they're definitely checked out as far as like you can tell it's only a handful that genuinely are like, yo, Ben Simmons can bounce back. It's only a handful. Everybody else
might say that Ben Simmons eats alone in Brooklyn. I'm dying, yo. That's crazy. Let me see. The chat saying, nah, yes, yeah, Ben's out. Nah, no, hell no. Now all fans would boo their players if they act like this. I never had hope, gosh. I gave up. All right. So the chat is like mixed feelings right now. The chat's mixed feelings. A lot of people saying no, some people saying yes. Somebody say pack this dude up. Yeah, it's tough on Ben right now.
So can we talk about how we lost to the Spurs, we lost to the Pistons, and we lost to the Thunder, and Ben Simmons played those games. But we played the Knicks and we just played the Lakers and we just won these games without him.
Yeah.
We came back against the Suns without him.
Yeah. And a lot of people were saying like the offense does look kind of smooth without it does look like it does like
because now we don't have a guy who's 6'10", can't shoot, doesn't want to go to the rim, and who just dumps the ball off and stands there. It's 4-on-5. That's just another guy they don't have to defend.
Yeah, it does kind of look smooth with like the spacing, the 3-point shooting. It's I don't know, man. I don't know. I haven't given up on Ben completely yet, so I have a little bit of hope. Like my hope is definitely wavering, but I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to stick in there with Ben, so I'm not gonna give up on him.
Yeah, like I want him to succeed, but like Jesus, he's making it so hard.
It's making it so hard to defend you, bro. Like, bro, I got friends coming up to me, yo, bro. How's it feel to have a $35 million pussy on your head?
Damn, $35 million pussy is crazy. That's
like I don't think it unfair.
Bro, I get made for people make fun of me like, yo, you a Nets fan? How about that Ben Simmons looking trash? I'm like, what? Yo, what you talking about? I be trying to defend Ben. It's hard. I can't defend Ben, bro. I can't defend him.
Like I don't think. Have we ever seen a player that is very clear? He oozes talent and skill. but fundamentally it sabotages his own game to the point where a mental block fucks up everything. I've never seen this with a player before.
Yeah. It's I don't know, bro. I don't know. Somebody said I'm over Ben at this point. Shout out to Smooth. I'm over Ben. He'll get love when he starts effing trying. Shout out to Smooth Savage. Conch said our shooters couldn't shoot with Ben as the point guard versus Spurs, but they were shooting their averages and great versus Knicks without Ben at point. Fluke or not? Conch is spitting the facts over here. Okay. Yeah. It's crazy, bro. I don't know what to do with Ben, honestly. All you can do right now is just pray that he just comes to play and plays the same way every game, bro. That's all.
Man, at least, even though Russ is making that god awful contract, at least he goes to the rim.
Yeah.
But you know what the sad thing is? He is 7 inches shorter than Ben Simmons.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's sad.
Ben Simmons is damn near 7 foot, and he's scared. $35 million. And I've seen him make free throws. I don't understand what his problem is. He went a third quarter and he couldn't miss.
Yeah. I mean,
he went down the court in 3 seconds, and it took him 3 strides to get down the court fully.
Yeah, I'll definitely take Russ's heart, bro, because Russ's heart he can be like we all make fun of Russ, break it up, but you can't take away that man's energy in his heart. Like he comes to play every single night, like he's on 100, on 1,000. You know what I'm saying?
I can't lie. We gotta rephrase it. I'll say Russell Westbrook's motor.
Yeah, his motor.
I can't lie. Russ playing on hard is the dumbest fucking player I've ever seen in my life. and that's not even a
I said heart. I say brains.
I love a player with heart, but damn it, you need some brains, bro. It don't like nah. I've seen Russ play on strictly heart. He literally loses team games. It doesn't make. Love his hustle, but when he plays on strictly heart, he shoots his teams out of games.
Yeah,
bro.
he does. That's the problem. But would you take that over Ben Simmons?
Yo, you give Ben Simmons, Russell Westbrook's energy and motor. Oh my god.
Yeah. Somebody said I'll take Russ any day. Let me read this super chat. Let me ask this last question. Shout out to Big Fan Breezy. He said don't trade Cam Thomas. Shout out to Michael Williams. Ben is faking injury because he doesn't want the pressure of having to score in KD's absence. I hope that's not the case.
How do you get booed by your own fans and that doesn't spark a fire up your ass?
Yeah.
I'm going to just keep scoring 0 points. How do you score 0 points against the Pistons? You scored 0 against the Celtics. You had 0 in the first half against the 76ers. You've had multiple 4-point games.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You're damn near 7 foot. Tallest, almost all the time, you're damn near the tallest player on the court. With the speed of the point guard. With the athleticism of the most athletic guy in the court, and oh my gosh,
it's really sad. Shout out to Smooth Chubbs. I always saw Russ as a high energy, low IQ player. It cost KD a decent final series. Yeah. And also in that 20, shout out to Smooth for bringing that up. Everybody talking about this Bron foul. 2012, there was a crucial. I think the OKC was up 2-0. Was it 2-0 or 2-1? There was a crucial foul that Bron had. It was basically the same kind of play. KD got it in the post, and he turned around, and Bron smacked the heck out of his arm.
Yeah.
And it was like 2 seconds left, I think, in 2020.
Yeah.
And they didn't call it. They did not call it. So on a higher state, but nobody said nothing. You know, I mean, probably OKC fans and people who rooted for the Thunder wanted to see that, but it wasn't as big as a controversy as this regular season Bron call. Like that's how
KD didn't cry about it the way
KD didn't cry about it either. That's what I'm saying. You didn't see KD on his knees and crying.
Like everybody loves to call KD soft, but he didn't really cry. I remember that. I watched that whole series live.
KD has a straight face after the worst possible thing you could ever see. He's just disappointed.
Like he just went to the next game and like, all right, bet we'll try to win the next game. But
so I'll ask y'all this, right? Because in football, whenever the clock hits 2 minutes, every single questionable call is reviewed by the league, or where there goes to Secaucus in the NBA. In the NBA, the league automatically goes to where they can get replays, and they do that automatically, no challenge or anything when the clock hits 2 minutes. Do you think the NBA needs to implement that? Because I think they do. They do. I think they need.
I think that, you know what it is. They need to do something with. They need to add that and the challenge. The challenge thing. I think if you
Shouldn't
win
be
your
limited
challenge,
like that.
it's
I don't know.
if you win it, you should be able to get it back in basketball. I think if
Yeah,
you win your
yeah,
challenge,
yeah.
I think you should be able to get it back because I mean they usually do
They took
review
that
stuff,
away.
but
Yeah, no, if you fail, if you win it, you don't. That's it.
yeah,
They
like let's say you
changed.
win
I
the
thought you
challenge.
keep it.
How
No,
do
you
you
don't
how do
keep
you
it.
get punished? How do you get punished from winning your challenge?
Every
exactly.
team, both teams should get 2 challenges, and then if you successfully challenge, you keep the challenge.
Yeah,
Like how are you
That's
just
how it
gonna
should
how are you
be.
just gonna give me a timeout?
'Cause
What?
you challenge? Let's say there's a horrible call in the first quarter, and it could be a momentum swing and play. You could use your challenge, but most coaches don't just let it go because it's the first or second quarter.
Yeah.
But you should be able to use your challenge and then get it back.
And I would
use it
also
again.
say,
If you're gonna take away my
successful.
challenge,
Yeah.
if you're gonna take away my challenge regardless, give me an extra timeout.
that's what I was gonna say.
Like
You shouldn't
something
take
like
you shouldn't take my time out either. Like if
you
the whole point of a challenge is to basically like check a bad call. So like I shouldn't get a timeout taken from me if it's successful, and I shouldn't get a challenge taken from me if it's successful. And honestly,
you should be able to foul calls should be challenged. Like if it's not like the end of the game or whatever like that, those should be like reviewable, like to see if it was a foul.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
but I
You
also
shouldn't lose your
the-
challenge.
but the
regardless.
reason why I can see that not happening is because like if the NFL doesn't call like a pass interference call, right? They can't just they could throw the flag out there, but it's like you can't review it is what I'll say. You can't like review a non-call, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about non-calls, but clear like shaky calls that are like, yo, you might have gotten fouled. They should automatically review that. Like automatic. That should be automatic because in those when the game gets intense in those last, it could be very easy for someone to miss something because the game's so fucking intense. You got to pay attention to so many things. And so I just it's just an idea. I feel like they should.
They definitely got to review that. If they could
Like
add on all,
a player. It shouldn't be the fourth quarter where you're up by 2 points, right? And a guy shoots a three and he flails his legs out, kicks your guy right in the face. His nose is bleeding, but you can't review it because you know why? You used your challenge that you won.
Exactly. Yeah, they gotta if they can review like if they could do all this call. You know how the NBA changed the rule, the James Harden rule, and all these changing of the NBA rules to basically help offensive players. That's why like tons of guys are scoring 50. You know, like multiple 20-point per game scores in this league. I mean, there is talent in this league, but it's getting boosted by these rules because
There's
like,
multiple 30-point per game scorers. Multiple. There's like 7
guys that really don't score 60 or 50 are scoring 60 and 50 like that. Like it's nothing because of these
Donovan
rules
Mitchell
now.
scored 70.
70, yeah, like I see you
He dropped 70. Like it really didn't change anything.
So it's the NBA rules right now.
Luka Doncic has multiple 50-point. He has 4 50-plus point games this year.
They can definitely look
tonight.
at this challenge. If they can do that and help these shooters and help the offensive players, then they can definitely change the challenge rule. But oh yeah, so my last question too was, all right, we get into the trade deadline. Is what we 10 days, 9 days. Would you guys, and shout out to my boy Jock Manuel on Brooklyn Buzz, great podcast, because I heard him talk about this on the podcast. Like he was like, yo, I don't even care if Sean Marks overpays. Let's say a lot of people are like, well, if he gives up 2 first-round picks for somebody, or if he throws the whole, he said it's like this, like I'll throw in the whole kitchen. I don't care. I want something in return. Like are you guys acceptable if Sean Marks overpays? Like, is it put all your chips in the table right now?
For who?
Do you guys? I'm just saying, like, do you care if Sean Marks? Let's say Sean Marks overpays for somebody. Do you care, or do you just want the guy, whoever you want? Let's say whoever you want.
So for whoever you want, you just overpay.
Yeah. Let's say if he overpays. Let's say John Collins, right? He wants John Collins. He gives up somebody that you don't want to give up on his team and multiple picks.
So like Nick Claxton for John Collins.
I wouldn't go that
I don't know
far.
about that.
That's a little bit.
But it's like
Let's say okay. Let's say
players.
that. Let's say he does.
It's probably like
Let's say he gives up Yuta.
It's probably like
TJ.
Seth. It's probably like Seth, Joe, maybe like Warren.
Yeah. What if he
Or
gives up
just
Yuta?
another score off the bench and like a few picks.
Yeah. What if he gives up Yuta, Seth, and 2 firsts for John Collins?
Ooh, yeah. if that's the case, you have to immediately look for a trade to replace you or get a wing at the buyout.
There's also some players you simply don't overpay for.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So
there's certain players like
but
even
if you're like going for like, because obviously like if there's like a star or like, because honestly in the right system John Collins could be a star.
Yeah.
Like realistically, like if you trade for somebody like that, maybe OG could be a really 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 good player.
Yeah.
Obviously, who knows how realistic that is? Probably not realistic. But in terms of like just trading for guys like that, sometimes it's worth it, but most of the time it will bite us in the ass. Like how we traded for Harden, that bit us in the ass bad, even though injuries were a part of it. But it still bit us in the ass in the end.
Right.
We overpaid for Royce,
or you let's say he overpays for Kyle Kuzma. You know, all the guys that you guys on Nets Twitter, don't say that in the chat. Y'all know who y'all want. Y'all know the Nets Twitter.
What if you like overpay for like
Kyle
Josh
Kuzma,
Hart?
John, all those guys that
Josh
you want.
Hart.
All those, Josh Hart, all those guys you want, and you guys DM us. Are you willing, Sean Marks? Are you willing for Sean Marks to overpay?
All I'm gonna say is you can't overpay for Mo Bamba. That's all I'm gonna say. You can't do that.
Wait, you say you can't overpay for who?
Here's another question though: would you overpay in players or picks? Because that's another conversation. I would totally overpay in picks. Fuck.
I agree.
Picks.
I completely agree. You don't know what picks are going to turn into with role players. You already know what they are. You know, if you're trading a bunch of, because we all know this, and that's how basketball works. One guy can completely change around the team, completely, even if it's a role player. Yeah. Look what Rasheed Wallace was for the Pistons. You have multiple things like that. Look what I mean. Kawhi was a star, but look how he was. Actually, I'm gonna say Fred VanVleet. In that run, look how Fred VanVleet was a complete game changer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like just shit like that. Like because one player can change the whole thing. So if you overpay, you can get effed.
Yeah. People gotta understand when it comes to picks, superstars make up for those absent potential players you get in the draft. Like that's the whole point. They're superstars. Like, there's a reason the Clippers let Paul George go for all those fucking picks. Because let's be honest, any pick that the Clippers could have gotten, there's no way they could be as good as Paul George. Like, it's going to be literally a lottery number style. You really hit the jackpot if one of those turned out to be better than Paul George. Like, you just fork out those picks for those type of players. Because arguably their talent outmatches whatever pick you get for those years you gave up.
Because you don't know if those picks are going to hit.
And in terms of players like that, like you can overpay for, but like some picks that you use like a first round, like why did we give up a first round pick for Royce O'Neal? Some trades some guys you don't overpay for. That's simply how it goes. Some guys you don't overpay for. You don't.
Let me read this troll chat. Hold on. Let me play the troll music because Jimmy Two Shoes. Shout out to Jimmy Two Shoes. He's a loyal subscriber, loyal donator. He always comes in here and trolls us. He's a loyal troller. Jimmy Two Shoes with a super chat. He said, trade Kyrie for Juan Toscano Anderson, Pat Beverly, and a pick. Shout out to Jimmy Two Shoes. His daily troll, man. Thank you for the daily troll. Juan Toscano Anderson. I can't believe it.
I saw him play today.
Shout out to Conch. You don't need picks when you have KD on the books for at least 4 years. There's no way you can draft better than that. Give Kai a max 2, no brainer. Shout out to Conch.
And the thing is, in a lot of situations, and especially the situation we're in now, you can't wait to develop guys. You need guys who are going to provide now, right now. You need it, especially given the situation we've already went 2 years where we didn't get things our way with KD and Kyrie, and we had Harden. You can't wait. You can't.
Now it can blow up in your face. Look at what the Wolves got with Gobert. But once again, Gobert is not really worth. But Gobert is not necessarily worth that type of haul. But say a guy like Kevin Durant, he's worth that type of haul.
So basically, y'all saying don't overpay. That's what y'all saying. Don't overpay.
Yeah, don't overpay if they're generally not worth it. Like, I'm not going to overpay for Bones Highland because, in a sense, we haven't necessarily seen production to where he can make up for those lost picks. Especially that if the asking price is a first-round pick.
Yeah. Like guys like OG, Pascal, just stars in the market are worth overpaying for, especially if you're in a win now situation. Like, I don't care what anybody says. James Harden was worth overpaying for. He was.
Yeah.
He was. You're taking that
I
trade.
literally do that trade 1,000 times again. Would I feel bad for letting Jared go? Yes, but you do that. The talent of James Harden makes up for what you lose. That's literally how it always works.
Yeah, I just wanted. All right, that was a good question because I shout out to Jack for that because there are some net fans out there that are they're just like, you know what, Sean, because it might come to a moment, it's 2:45, or it's to say we'll even in the morning on February 9th, he's gonna look around the league and he's getting outbidded by a lot of players. The Jazz are outbidding for John Collins. And this guy's getting outbid. Naz Reid they're asking crazy thing for Naz Reid, so. There might be a moment where Sean's like, you know what, I might just have to throw my chips on the table to get Naz Reid, throw my chips on the table to get John Collins.
I also have a question. Since I think we're all kind of we would like John Collins on the team, right? Is he worth overpaying for?
Tough question, man. I don't know.
Depends on what you're overpaying with. If we're talking players,
I think Cypher said it right. Overpaying with picks, I'll probably rather do that than players. I'll overpay with picks.
John Collins all day, but if we're talking players, at max, I'll stop at 3. If you want 4 players for John Collins, I'm like, okay, what are we doing?
I'll give up 2 players, and if let's say they like the Hawks want 2 first, maybe a first, and I might slide another first. That's an overpay for John right there. 2 players and 2 firsts.
Oh yeah, that's
a big player.
And also this. What is we are also interested in Naz Reid, right? What's considered an overpay for Naz Reid in your guys' opinion?
A first round pick. Yeah.
Okay.
First,
Okay.
Yeah,
So, but we said this, right? We said Naz Reid's an overpay for a first round pick, right? So why the hell did you trade Royce for a first?
Oh, yeah. He overpaid. Yeah, he definitely overpaid.
Yeah, he definitely overpaid.
So it's a difference between trading Jeremy Grant for a first and Royce O'Neal. Big difference. Big difference.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I forgot this. They're equally as talented. That's true.
I'm out.
Wait, what y'all? Oh, are we wrapping up?
Yeah. I don't know. I'll just ask in the chat. Yeah, the chat. Yeah, see the chat saying. There's no. I'm telling you, just don't even put John Collins in their chat. Put whoever you guys are fiending for in the trade. Put that in y'all heads.
But AJ, I
see if you would you overpay for that guy? Are you okay with Sean Marks overpaying?
So how does everybody up here feel about John Collins? Like, what's your level of desire for him to be on the team?
I'd say a 7. 7.
A 7.
A 7.8.
Why? Why not a 10? Why not a 9? Why not an 8?
I mean, let's be realistic.
Yeah.
Nets fans have twerked for John Collins. They've twerked for Kyle Kuzma
and Miles Turner.
Them are some damn good players to have on the team.
They're good players, but let's really look at it.
Yeah,
outside of Miles Turner, John Collins and Kyle Kuzma only answer one need, and it's rebounding. And potential being a third option.
They're splashers. They swim.
If we trade for them, we still don't have a backup big, and we still don't have a backup point guard. And it's one of those things, you gave up all of that, and you still didn't address your necessary needs.
Whoa.
That's the thing. I would love John Collins here. I would love Kyle Kuzma here. But if you trade for them, cool. But do they necessarily answer what we need?
There's no way that's real. Look at what Cypher said. There's no way that's real. There's no way that's real. There's no way that's real. That's not real. That's a lie.
26% from 3.
That's cap. That's cap. That's cap.
He's shooting that. He's shooting that.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way.
He's having a down year.
It's a typo. It's a typo.
It's a down year though. Like I don't know.
He's having a down year.
But
that doesn't mean he can't shoot.
Where I have to disagree with you at. John Collins is a proven rebounder. He definitely solves that problem. That's our biggest problem. I think rebounding is our biggest problem. I think he helps solve that. He obviously doesn't solve that entirely. Don't get me wrong, obviously, because he
Besides-
obviously, but
Sorry, put John Collins
proven
last year.
rebounder.
Put John Collins' career 3-point percentage and what he shot last year?
I
Put
distinctly
put
remember him
those in the chat. Sorry.
clapping us, bro. Like them games, all the games versus the Atlanta Hawks last year. In my head, I vividly just remember John Collins, bro, clapping.
And you know what? You know what's also in my head, Julian? Him dunking on Jarrett Allen.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But Rage, I agree. But here,
Okay.
I already stated they give us rebounding. But here's the thing: do you want John Collins to really be going up with backup bigs in the playoffs? You want to put John Collins versus Kyle Kuzma on fucking Brook Lopez? Because we're gonna see teams like that. You want to put those guys on Al Horford? You can put those guys on Montrezl Harrell. If we see the Heat, you can put them on Dwayne Dedmon. But we all know it's gonna come to the Bucks and the Sixers if we really want to get to where we are. Yeah. And if you're telling me John Collins has to body up against the Embiids, the Brook Lopez's, the Al Horfords, just the big body centers, it's going to get dark. They can make it up with whatever else they have, but it's going to get dark on that side of the floor.
Yeah, I completely agree with that point, and that was a good point that you brought up. But I also think if you trade for John Collins, that can't be the only trade you make. You know? Like, I think you also have to upgrade. Like, I still think even if you get John Collins, Naz Reid is still obtainable. If you really want to go get Mo Bamba, he's obtainable. You can get somebody in the buyout market, maybe. But I also think if you trade for Collins, right, you're going to have to, obviously, because what the asking price is for him, you're able to get rid of some guys, and you're able to have some open roster spots.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be an overall plus because I still think John Collins wouldn't be the only move. And then with that, if you trade multiple players for him and you have like maybe 2 roster spots open, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're able to get another big, and you're able to get a point guard maybe. That's all I think you really need. I don't think like I said, if you trade for Collins, it can't be the only move you make.
Yeah, and Rage, I'd agree with you, but you have to look at it from this. If you know the history of Sean Marks, even back when we considered him the greatest of all time, when we really was sizing Marks up, he never really moved at the deadline like that. Even before we got to we were, if it wasn't for a pick to take on a big salary for a pick or to offload a salary for cash considerations, he never really moved at the deadline. He never makes any form of moves at the deadline. So to assume that he'll make another move when getting that done, when literally last year he had to cut DeAndre Bembry over James Johnson because he made a trade last minute when he probably had other offers on the table. I don't trust Marks in that aspect. I don't think he can just bust out multiple moves. He's just not known for that, especially at the deadline.
Yeah, that's a good point, and that's something we all know. And obviously, in terms of when we all talk about the trade moves, we are like, well, is Marks even going to make the one move? You know, it's unfortunate because it was like we had the Ben Simmons move, but that was it. That was the only thing we did. And the thing is, we were still in obvious need of other players, but we did all of that, and that was it. And it was
literally a wing. Like we needed wings. like the Ben. Like obviously the consensus was, yeah, we get Ben. Cool. We need wings. Like we need moves outside of whatever the hell the Sixers are trying to give us.
And also Ben Simmons' status was also up in the air, and well, now we know he didn't play that whole year. So it was like you had to make a move at that point. And we know with how Sean Marks' history is, like you said, he's either making this huge move and that's it, or he isn't making any moves at all. Simply, or he goes in the buyout and that's it. That's
Sean
it.
Marks,
most of his moves are in the buyout, anyways.
Yeah. And honestly, when it comes to Sean Marks in this deadline, I'll believe it when I see it. It's been proven throughout his whole tenure here. He never really does any form of big move at the deadline, unless it's a star that genuinely axed out or a star that wanted to come here and their sons pretty much greenlit the trade. He hasn't really done a move like that. We never really seen it.
Yeah. Sean.
Let me read the super chat. Shout out to Conch. He said we have PTSD from the Celtics, but did we lose because of personnel or bad rotations? Do you think JV can outcoach Missoula?
Both.
We do well versus Bucks Sixers.
Oh yeah, we always
We
do
won't know
well.
until we find out, man.
No,
You
listen,
know?
no, it's
Honestly,
guaranteed.
you gotta
it's
get
the
there
Bucks,
and find out,
and
yeah.
the Sixers. The Bucks and the Sixers, we always do well up.
I'm about to
against,
say,
'cause
yeah.
we would have in the with how this team is right now. I have us beating the Bucks and the Sixers in 6 games.
100%.
In 6 games, at least 6
No
games.
question.
Well, I do have an interesting take with the Celtics.
Yeah.
I feel like if they make a deep playoff run, it'll be off the strength. They've been there before, and they pretty much know how to get it done in that atmosphere.
Jason Tatum's better though. That's a different aspect.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown's a little bit better too.
But
They also added Malcolm Brogdon as well.
Yes.
You have to look at it like this: can Missoula coach like Ime in the playoffs? Because let's be honest,
He might not have to, bro.
like Missoula has done well, like not missing a beat. But let's be honest, when that playoff comes, he's got to pull a rabbit out the fucking hat.
There's some Celtic fans that don't rock. Like they're like, yo, what is this guy doing? Like,
Yeah.
he's like
Like,
he's still a fill-in coach. Like he's not like
Yeah, and it
championship
shows
coach,
you with a lot of like these really good teams. It was like if you're an outsider looking into like how the Nets were in the 2020-21 season when we had the big three, you were like, they're winning games.
Yeah.
He's looked upon as he's got to be good because he's got to be a good coach because his team's amazing.
He's a capable coach. I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but you think about his roster. He has a championship roster.
I'm about to say I think the roster makes up. I think the improvement.
It makes up for his bad. Like
He has
moments where he's bad.
He had a championship. The roster was already a championship roster last year, and you add on Malcolm Brogdon to that.
And
Oh
Jason
my
Tatum
God.
And I don't think
Jason Tatum's a top 5 player.
exactly.
And for what it's worth, whoever's listening, we're also not just gonna act like Ime didn't have blunders in the playoffs either. He fucking coverage was Curry in the playoffs, but
we didn't
For what it's worth-
we didn't know the Celtics were a championship roster until Ime though.
Yeah.
That's what Ime kind of made them into
he
a
fully
championship.
unlocked the team, and
unlocked the
he
team.
knew how to work that team in situations to help them win. Like
we were
genuinely
clapping the
help them win.
Celtics up until that, till like, bro,
So
we
Ime got
was
there.
hooping
Yeah, the
against-
perfect and the thing is the perfect example of Ime being able to bring him out of a hole was because remember game 2 we were up like 14 or at some point or 16 points in game 2, and they beat us.
Like, so I think Celtics make it far, but we'll see the difference in how Missoula coaches to when he has to make adjustments and has to kind of go a little unorthodox, because you do have to go outside the box in the playoffs to generally win.
And they would have to actually make adjustments against us this year because we actually have a decent, coach, especially when we're all healthy. Like Ime didn't. It really, Steve Nash really made it easy on Ime because he didn't do anything.
yeah.
Like he didn't make any like adjustments, and like Ime did kind of get exposed a little bit in the Warriors in the Warriors series. He did,
Yeah, playing drop coverage versus Curry, like, whoa,
That's the craziest shit I ever seen in my life.
Ime,
Still took him to 6 though. What was it, 6? Yeah.
He still took him to 6, and they played good against Milwaukee, and but
When I think about Steve Nash, I'm like, oh my god, Ime was probably like, I don't even got to do nothing that special.
Yeah.
Like, even though he created a crazy defense for KD and Kyrie.
But-
man.
with JV though, I'd say I'd have more faith in them in the playoff off the strength. He genuinely goes to the drawing board if he sees shit doesn't work.
yeah,
He
That's all
has
we
Nash.
need.
He does have Nash tendencies, but when it comes to ultimate push comes to shove moment, what are you gonna do? He does something that ultimately causes us to win games. Win more games than we lose.
I feel like we see the Nash tendencies since KD has been gone. When we have our full roster, we look like fucking like gold and shit. I feel like I don't really see those tendencies like that when KD is here.
Yeah, that was a good point you hit on because I was just about to mention it before you did. Well, when we have KD, JV looks a lot more competent, and the thing is, we don't go to a lot of those. We don't when KD's here, we don't go to a lot of those questionable rotations. We're usually like it's usually the same guys coming off the bench. It's Seth, it's TJ Warren, it's Utah. It's the same people who are coming off the bench every day, every game.
Yeah, we haven't really changed rotation at all outside of one person. Meanwhile, like Nash would take out 2 people in the lineup outside of like a song like To One we do now. On top of that, I'd say JV has done the best job of managing KD in terms of not overplaying him minutes. In a sense where there wasn't a point in the season where like, yo, KD looks fucking gassed.
Yeah.
Like he did a good part in managing KD. So as far as that, I think he's got that on lock. He does make a bit more blunders when it comes to the adjustments, but he makes adjustments.
Yeah.
Like I think that's
Nash didn't make
that's-
anything. Like, so even if you don't do it at a high rate or you're not great at doing them, like just having somebody with the capability and the intention to do it is huge. Like if you had that, like, bro, we lost the Celtics series by like 2, 3, 4. Like, I know we say it all the time, but that means something, bro. That's literally like that's possessions, bro.
All of those 4 games
Yeah.
were 7 points or less.
Yeah.
All 4 of those
like
games.
at some point you could have made an adjustment that could have changed the outcome.
Yes, exactly. An adjustment over a 48-minute span that could have that if you could have saved us on 2 possessions with some type of adjustment, we factually do win some of those games. Like,
Crazy, he did all that experimenting in the season just to not even try an adjustment in the fucking playoffs. Like that's the craziest shit with me when it came to Nash. He did all that cheerleading, saying, we're experimenting. We got the stay ready group, only for that shit to blow up in his face immediately in the playoffs.
My only thing with JV is like, yeah, I have when KD's out there, when KD's there, KD and Kyrie both don't have to play a lot of minutes. Obviously now with Kyrie being alone, he has to play a lot of minutes. He had 39 tonight, and the second guy who had the most amount of minutes was of course Royce O'Neal with 28 though, which was 11 minutes less. But I was going to mention we obviously don't overplay KD much and Kyrie much, but Royce O'Neal getting that much minutes, I mean, oh my goodness.
Yeah, on top of that, like I don't think he's played that much even in Utah. So like that's just disingenuous to Royce, not only to Royce but to the team. Because if Royce is not good, it's genuinely shown like we're worse when he's just not hitting.
Yeah.
And like we're fucking godly when he is hitting. So you definitely have to get something to spell Royce.
Is there a good conversation, y'all? That was some good basketball talk right there. Yeah. So we'll be back Wednesday.
Celtics.
Oh my god, bro. That shit is crazy.
Hey, are we gonna see Ben 10 minus Ben 10 minus 10?
Ben 10 appearance on
Ben 10
Wednesday?
minus 10 is amazing.
Ben 10 appearance on Wednesday?
Ben 10 minus 10?
Ben 10 performance on Wednesday.
Ben 10.
5, 5, and 5.
Oh nah, I'm done.
You mean 5? You mean like 5, 3, and 2, right?
5, 3, and 2.
Yeah, because that's 10.
Y'all know we finna get clapped, right?
But you know what? It's okay because at least we play good against the better teams. And the one thing I will say, well, after winning these last 2 games, even though we've lost some horrible games, unbelievable.
We've lost all the games we should have won.
We should realistically right now we should be 7-3. We should be 7-3. We should have beat the Thunder. We should have beat the Pistons, and we should have beat the Spurs. But it's okay. At least we're in a better situation right now. I think we all agree. I think everyone on the podium agrees, and I'm sure everyone in the chat. At least we're in a better situation this year than we were last year.
Dub, bro.
We've managed to stay afloat. I think at this point in the year, we were in the midst of the 11-game losing streak.
Yep.
So we're in a much better place this year.
If the effing Magic can beat the Boston Celtics, we can beat the shout out to NPC's daughter. If we can beat the Warriors, we can beat the Celtics, man. There's no like
if we can almost beat the what about Philly, bro? Like that game should have been ours, bro. But you know what? I'm definitely gonna tell my children that we won the Philly game. So we won Warriors game. We won against Philly. Well, we beat the Jazz too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We beat the Jazz. We beat the Knicks, fresh off of beating the Boston Celtics. Man, we finna catch this dub against the Boston Celtics.
Ooh, I like that. And you know what?
We finna catch this.
You haven't
dub.
beat Boston.
Why do I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I always feel like we play better on the road than we do at home.
Yeah.
Wait, we away that game on Wednesday?
Yep, we are away. We are away against the Celtics. We lost our first 2 home games. We played and just to mention, we played Golden State at home. We played Golden State away. We were away. Jazz were away. Philly was away. We almost
Really?
beat that. That is essentially a dub. I don't care. We had no KD in real life.
Exactly that, but Ray, that's why I said I'm gonna tell my kids we won, so we won the game pretty much. So we beat Philly because it shouldn't have been close. They're trash. Boo ass team, fully healthy Philly, fully healthy Warriors, fully healthy Jazz. Bro, we gotta if we're looking at this stretch objectively, logically, we have a good chance against this team. We really do. We could come in here and get this dub. But our role players, I think TJ got to be back tomorrow. If Ben could come and just try and defend Jason Tatum, that would be very nice. You know, try to give some level of contribution. But if everybody
need people to step up. Kyrie, Clax,
we need Kyrie gonna have 40. It's that simple.
And what I want to say, guy who we're gonna need, Seth Curry. We need a game from Seth Curry. We saw what he could do against the 76ers, which was unbelievable. If we can get a game like that against the Celtics, Seth Curry hitting clutch shots is what we need. And I also, Royce O'Neal, I ask, can you please hit threes outside of the first quarter for us? Please?
Yo, chill, man. First quarter, Royce.
But you know what, Royce?
He's unbelievable in the first quarter. He always hits his first 2, 3. I don't know what it is, but Royce will take the longest three he can possibly take in the first quarter, and it will go in. He will hit his first 2, but he's done after that.
In the last 20 games, think about it, right? Against Royce plays ass against the bad team. Really think about the last 20 games. He's played good against all the good good teams, bro. He really has. That's why I'm like, I'm really confident in him against this team. I mean, he could come out and be ass, but all I know is Kyrie got to come out and he got to be the best player on the floor. That's the only way we gonna have.
I need this. I'm desperate for a win for the C's, bro. Like we haven't beat them since like 20. What was it like?
Yo, I want Kyrie to do is hit that game-winning 3 and blow the fuck you to the Celtics. Bro. Blow it. Throw that finger and win.
Yeah, I can't lose to the C's again, bro. I really need a dub, bro.
I'm so glad we're away that game because now we can have the fans against us, and wouldn't it feel good to shut them up, man?
Yeah. Remember all the doubt before the Warriors game and before the Philly game and the Jazz. All right,
but manifest. Prayer, before we get out here, praying emojis in the chat right now. Manifesting this win. Manifest this win versus C's. Let's put the sage in the air. No 4-leaf clovers are gonna take over. No 4-leaf clovers.
Hey, and C-Pack, and also no 1 for 5 Joe Harris like you did tonight. No 1 for 5 Joe Harris, please.
Please, Joe. Oh my God, please, Joe.
Spam those prayer emojis because we need to manifest.
And you know, we also need the Watanatres for next game.
Yeah, we need
a team, full team effort, man.
Full team effort.
Hey, TJ, I need you to get 11 straight points. And coming off the bench. Your first game, I don't care. Get 11. Just do it. Yeah. Hit 3 straight threes and a 2. Just because you like that.
Make sure you guys hit that like button. Follow us on Instagram, NextKingdom711 _ on Instagram. Rage is going crazy on TikTok. Make sure you check in on TikTok with Rage. Edges are going crazy. Next Kingdom on TikTok. SoundCloud, DJ Chubbs on SoundCloud. Type in Next Kingdom Radio on SoundCloud. Make sure you follow our SoundCloud. It's lit. And then on merch, the merch is out, nestkingdom.org. Type that in and then merch. Shout out to all our praying emojis. Yes. Gotta beat the C's, man. Gotta beat the C's. I can't do it no more. We gotta beat the C's. But the good win tonight. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back.
They're in a weakened state, bro. So we gotta.
And imagine if we beat the C's after we just beat the Lakers, we just beat the Knicks, and this is without KD. And you know what? I don't know what it is, but I have ultra faith of beating the C's without KD.
I do.
Yeah. And follow us on Twitter too. I forgot Twitter. All our Twitter is at the bottom. Follow us on Twitter. Appreciate you guys, man. Let's get this win.
See y'all Wednesday.
Energy and the juice.
Team win. Total team win, bro. Total team win, bro.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, cousin.
I don't care if you're still working the season. Playoff game.